Well, how's it going, everyone? In today's video, I'm going to teach you guys how to properly hook set a bass. Before I get into talking about the hook set, it's important to note that this hook set is specific for J hooks, not your circle hooks or not treble hooks, just your J hooks. If you try the hook set technique that I'm going to be talking about today with those other two styles of hooks, your circle hooks and your treble hooks, you will actually lose more fish than you'll catch. So it's important to only use this for your standard regular J hook. So before I start rambling on about this hook set, I'm actually going to show you guys a video of what it looks like right here, and then afterwards we'll talk about it. But let's watch this video first. There's one. So now I'm going to slow down the clip for you guys and we're going to talk about step by step what I did. So as you guys see, I'm just fishing normally, and then if you look at the tip of my rod, you see I feel the bite right there. You can see the little bit of flex in that rod. That's when I feel the bite. As soon as I felt the bite, I gave it a quick second and then I did three things right there simultaneously. The very first thing you guys see me do in this video is I actually lower my rod a little bit. The reason I actually lower my rod a little bit is so that I can get a little bit more room when I go to pull the rod back up for the hook set. You want to snap that rod as hard as you can, not obviously break the rod, but you want to snap it really hard, and by lowering that rod just a little bit, you can pull it a little bit harder than you would if it was 6 to 8 inches higher where you originally felt the bite of the fish. Now, the second thing that I was simultaneously doing while lowering my rod, if you guys look at the video, is I actually started to reel in just slightly while I was lowering that rod. And that's because if you think about it, once you lower that rod, you're giving that line just a little bit more slack. So if you just slowly reel in until you get that tension back, essentially what you're doing is putting the same amount of tension on the rod when it's lower as you had when you first felt the bite of the bass. By doing both of those things simultaneously in a split second, what happens is you just have the same amount of tension with your rod just a little bit lower to the ground. And the third body movement that I'm doing simultaneously is, if you guys see, I actually drop my right leg back before setting the hook. And here's why I do this. So imagine you're just standing straight up and down, you just dropped your rod a little bit, you reeled in, and then you go to set the hook. You're standing like a scarecrow. All you're using is from like your chest up, your upper body, to really have the power on that fish. But if you get into, especially like a big bass, you're gonna wanna have your full body fighting that fish. So by taking that step back, you kind of unlock your legs and your hips, and you can kind of turn on that fish. Instead of this, you can step back and really yank that fish out. So that's why I take the step back. It's also important to mention that I'm a righty, so dropping my right leg is comfortable for me, but for all you left-handers out there, I'm sure dropping your left leg would work just as fine. You just gotta figure out, what leg is more comfortable for you to drop when you go to do the hook set. So now moving on to when you're actually about to snap the rod back and set the hook. If I start the video again, one important thing I want you guys to look at right here is my arms. You can see my arms are very close to my chest, and there's a reason why. So I'll play it one more time for you guys right here. As you see, my arms stay very close to my chest. They're not extended at all. And here's why. So say this is my rod right here and I have my arms out on the hook set. So I just lowered my rod, reeled down, I step back, and my arms are extended. When I go to set that hook, you're fighting the fish with your arms out. And if you've ever held like a dumbbell or, any weight with your arm out, you know how much harder it is than holding that weight with your arm bent. And that's because when your arms are bent, you can use more of your upper body to fight that fish. When your arms are extended, all you're really using is your arm. So again, if you get a big bass and your arms are extended like this, you're literally fighting a 10-pound bass with just your arms. But if you go to set that hook, keep it in. So I just lowered my rod, reeled down, stepped back, and boom, I'm right here close to my body. I'm using all my upper body, all of this arm, and you're really getting a good pull on that bass. So now moving on to the very last body movement, I guess you could call it, in this hook set. It's important when watching this video to realize that I'm not setting the hook at a 90-degree angle. So if you look, I actually set the hook up a little bit more at a 45-degree angle. So let me walk through the whole thing real quick. So I just felt my bite. This is my rod. Just felt the bite. I lowered my rod while reeling down. I stepped back, arms close to the body, and boom, I'm right here. This is a good hook set because I just followed all those steps. Whereas if I just, cast it out, boom, felt the bite, lowered rod, reeled in, stepped back, arms close to my body, but then I pulled it here, that's at a 90-degree angle. You don't want that there. You want it here, 45, 90. 45, you want it right here. You do not want it at 90. So here's actually why you would want a hook set at that 45-degree angle versus the 90. So say a hook set, boom, and I'm at this 90-degree angle. If that fish takes off and rolls to its right, the rod's gonna do this. It's just gonna go down. I mean, you're literally gonna be fighting it like this. It's gonna roll on you, or even if that fish pulls, it's gonna pull you like this and your rod's gonna bend down. You don't want that. You want to have control of the bass the entire time. A much more powerful position to fight the fish is at a 45-degree angle. So if I'm here, boom, 45 degrees, and if that fish pulls, I'm here. If it pulls down, I can go here without it going all the way down to 90. If it pulls, this way, I'm here. You want to be able to fight that fish and turn. You can't turn if you're all the way down here. So you want to try and set the hook as best as you can, more up and less sideways. As far as treble hooks and circle hooks go, there's actually specific hook sets for those as well. I may include that in a future video, but for today, thank you guys for watching, and make sure to check out my main channel, Crank and Cole, where I actually post all my regular fishing adventures.